What's going on, YouTube? This is Keith.
And this is Brian.
And this is take number 2. We got interrupted the last time we were trying to record this video.
It's okay. The first one sucked, I think, to be honest. Not going to lie.
We are on week 2 of looking at Guilds of Ravnica spoilers. So we've got a few new cards that we've had spoiled. So we're going to look at those and go over our favorites from the bunch. And maybe even look at some of the ones that were spoiled in the original lot last week. Because I know one of Brian's was available last week, but we found a good combo with it for this week. So
I did.
We're going to talk about that one a little bit, and then we're going to go over some new ones too. So hang on tight. Let's go. You're going first.
Yeah, since we had to redo this, I'm going to go back the other direction. I think it makes more sense to start with the other one first.
All right.
So my first pick, I believe, was released on this second week is a part of the second group.
Yeah, it's a new one.
It's March of the Multitudes. It costs you 2 whites and a forest, and X cost. So yeah, you could pay up to whatever. It's an instant spell. Convoke. It has says creatures your creatures can help you cast this spell. Each creature you tap while casting the spell pays for 1 or 1 mana of that creature's color. Okay, so what it does is creates X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens with lifelink. So if you're obviously playing a heavy token deck or just a lot of creatures, and then you have 5 or 6 that you can tap for mana for this, then you can put a lot of 1/1 lifelink creatures out there. Now I know there's always those removal stuff for creatures that are 1 life or one toughness, so that sucks. But maybe there's a way that you can put a nice deck together that has can strengthen those creatures. So that's just something I like. It's a token build, and I've got a green-white kind of token deck going on anyway that I'm gonna have to revamp because some of this stuff's gonna come out of rotation. So it's something I was looking into. So I like the way that Convoke is an ability that you can use to pay the cost for your card for this spell. So going into the next card that kind of works in with this, it's from last week's release of spoilers. My second pick for favorites or top picks for the spoilers is Amara, Soul of the Accord. She's a 2-drop, 1 plains, 1 forest, legendary creature, elf cleric. Whenever Amara, Soul of the Accord becomes tapped, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. So there you go. Obviously, if you've got at least her out there, just the 1, you get to create a token just by tapping her, but then that goes into creating another token for the March of the Multitudes. But with the more of a combo, I was thinking with some of the newer cards, you have Helm of the Host you could put on her, and you could get a couple of her out there, which in turn would, go towards tapping for multiple creatures. So you can do a pretty heavy token build with this type of setup. There's a lot more that goes into it, obviously, but that's a general basis. So that's why I chose both of those cards for my top picks for Guilds of Ravnica spoilers. As I said, it is Amara, the Soul of the Accord, and March of the Multitudes. So those are my 2. Keith, what do you got, buddy?
Hey, I never realized until I read up on it, but when you're using a Convoke ability, it's hard to understand when you're reading it because it just shows the colorless symbol. Mm-hmm. But like if you tap a green creature, you can pay the green part of a mana cost too.
Yeah.
So like on the March of the Multitudes, you could tap a white creature to pay for the white mana. So if you had a bunch of those soldier tokens out there, you could cast this for free. If you had the right creatures out there, just tap them and pay for that mana cost.
Yeah, it just says 1, but it doesn't say it doesn't.
Yeah, you've got to really pay attention to the wording of the Convoke ability. But I didn't realize you could do that for colored mana as well.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
Colored mana. Yeah.
All right, moving on to my picks for the week. If you follow us on Twitter, you will have noticed that a couple weeks back I'd said something about wanting a new version of Niv Mizzet. So Wizards of the Coast was like, all right, Keith from Less Magic, More Gathering wants a new Niv Mizzet. We're going to give it to him. So we got that spoiled to us this last week. Niv Mizzet. That's what they said. You're full of crap.
I got the email right here.
Yeah. Niv Mizzet Perun. I don't know how you say it, but I did some research and looked it up. And apparently the Perun are it's the group that signed the guild pack for the Guilds of Ravnica. So now you know.
Now I know. Didn't you? You're like, I must know.
Well, yeah, I don't know that crap off the top of my head. Who does?
I do. I knew it. Should ask me. Just kidding.
So Niv Mizzet Perun is a 3 blue, 3 red, 5/5 flyer that can't be countered. And then whenever you draw a card, it deals 1 damage to any target. And whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell,
Super
Superstar,
sounds like me.
You draw a card. So anybody casts a spell, instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card, do a damage to something. So I think there's lots of good opportunities for this. I don't know how much it'll see play in Standard, but definitely in like Commander.
Oh, yeah.
I see that being a good card. I'm going to try and work in a couple copies probably into our Dragon build that we did, but I think it could also fit well in a Wizard deck. We're getting lots more support for Wizards, so
Wizard deck.
He's a Dragon Wizard, so I think there's option to use him that way too.
Which doesn't make me happy because I'm not a big fan of Wizard decks. So.
No. Anything that runs counter spells, I don't like them.
Oh, you're playing red-blue deck? All right, you win.
Yeah, I quit. Start a new game. So that's my first pick, and my second pick is probably the best card in the set so far.
Liar!
It's my opinion. Definitely the best piece of removal that we've seen for a long time. I haven't been playing for that long. Probably started in, Kaladesh?
I've been playing since the 6th century.
No, the 6th century. So this is a really good piece of removal. Assassin's Trophy. 1 black, 1 green. Destroy target permanent an opponent controls. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle their library. So the key word on this is permanent. It will destroy any permanent. That's lands, artifacts, enchantments, creatures, anything for 2 mana. Now, your opponent does go get to search for a basic land card, but when you can get rid of Teferi or any of the enchantments, like Search for Azcanta, that's an important one. Or when
Seal Away or something stupid.
Or when those enchantments flip to the non-basic lands, you can destroy those too.
Yeah, my Hadana's Climb would get smashed.
Yeah, Hadana's Climb, and then you could destroy it when it's Hadana's Climb, or once it flips and it's the Winged Temple of Araska, you can still destroy it.
Yeah,
that's
cool, man.
Being able to destroy any permanent makes this absolute premium removal.
El premium.
It won't. It's not. I know we're losing a really good piece of removal in Fatal Push. I've heard people say that Fatal Push is the best piece of removal ever printed. I don't know if that's true or not, but and I don't think Assassin's Trophy is meant to replace Fatal Push because you're not really ever going to target somebody's Lana War Elf with an Assassin's Trophy. It just doesn't make sense.
Whereas that too, but when I put my Stompy deck together and somebody had Fatal Push, I realized that all my shit was higher than 4 converted mana cost, and it didn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, Fatal Push is really good for Lana War Elves or any of your other stupid little 1-drops, things like that. It's really good early game removal. This is really good any time you want to play it removal.
Yeah, there's no limitations.
Especially the fact that it will get rid of literally anything.
Literally.
As long as it doesn't have hexproof.
But there are cards in Guilds of Ravnica with hexproof.
Yeah, or indestructible, I guess, would stop that too. So that's, but it's just all around, it's a really good piece of removal. And probably, like I said, may end up being the best card to come out of this set. So
only time will tell. There's more spoilers, I'm sure.
There will be more spoilers, but I don't know if any of them are going to be that good. We'll see what happens.
It was pretty bad, eh?
So if you get a chance to grab any copies of Assassin's Trophy, I would snatch them up because they are probably going to go up in price very quickly.
They're going to go off the shelves like hotcakes.
Yeah. Who puts hotcakes on shelves?
I don't know. It just sounded good.
Hey, if you go to a restaurant and they've got hotcakes on shelves, don't buy them.
Or let us know so we can do something. Hey, send us your hotcakes.
Yeah, we need to get a hold of you. So that's the top picks for the week. What do we have? We had March of the Multitudes. We had Imara, Soul of the Accord. Niv Mizzet Perun. And we finished up with Assassin's Trophy. So hopefully you enjoyed those. Take a look we use mythicspoiler.com. They usually stay pretty up to date. So if you want to see all the other spoilers that aren't necessarily our favorites, make sure you take a look at their website.
There's still plenty of good ones out there, trust me.
Yep, and we'll get some more, and we will see you next time.
Oh, yeah.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Hey, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go down below and find that subscribe button. Press it and the notification bell so that you'll know when we post new videos. If you've got some feedback, follow that arrow to the comment section and let us know what you think. See you next time.